Okay. Good afternoon. Could you start by telling the viewers your name, please?
Yes, my name's Mark O'Leary.
Okay, and what age category have you played in?
I play for the over 50s and the London Irish, and I also play at the moment for Cheshunt back in where I come from.
So is Cheshunt your walking football club?
Cheshunt, yes. I left Dagenham and Redbridge and signed for Jonathan Sand's team, which is like the over 50s at Cheshunt.
Okay, fab. And what's your preferred position?
I'm a goalkeeper.
You're a goalkeeper?
Yeah.
So first off, congratulations on being chosen to play for your country.
Thank you. It's been a brilliant experience. I've really enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah. How have you found the day so far?
The day's been absolutely superb from start to finish. Everything's been played in the right spirit. The referees they did actually, for the first time, they had a bit of cohesion about it. Instead of one referee working one way to the rules and the other one using the rules in a different interpretation. I think it's very important for the game that the interpretation of all referees is the same.
Oh, so all
it makes the game so much easier for the players to play because they don't know what they're going to get picked up on and what they're not. So they need to that cohesion from the IWFF to make sure, right, this is the standard we want and this is what we want to be picked up on.
Okay. So what's your favourite thing that you remember about Jack Charlton?
Managing Republic of Ireland for 10 years and watching him playing the World Cup final. I was 4 years old and we watched it in black and white at Wembley. And the famous saying is always, they think it's all over, it is now. But Jackie was a great personality to have on the pitch. And obviously he loved it because he played with his brother in the same team. You can't get better than that. So, no, great man, great footballer, hard man, fair, but you wouldn't want to upset him and get on his bad side, because he did have that bit about him that he could defend himself when necessary.
Yeah, he sounds fantastic. How does he feel? How does it feel to be here today? To me, it is a culmination. I started playing semi-pro football when I was 20. I'm 58 this year, and I'm still playing right now. I know it's walking football, but it's very competitive, and people don't understand that. They don't understand how competitive it is, because at the end of the day, you're looking at people that have all played semi-pro football here, and you don't lose that competitive streak. So it is still very competitive, and that's what people don't understand. They watch these Barclays ads, so it's like all these poor old fellas walking around this here, they can barely move. It's not like that. What you need to understand is that the competitiveness never leaves someone who plays football. You always want to win. You accept defeat graciously, but you want to win. That's the reason we play. If you didn't want to win, there's no point playing the game. And today has been absolutely brilliant for me. As I say, I'm really pleased to be involved in something like this. It's brilliant. You had a good time?
Absolutely superb. Really looking forward to seeing John and the family later. Obviously to be in the actual presentation at the end of it, what have you. And then fingers crossed, a safe drive home back to Essex. But it's been absolutely brilliant. We had a great evening last night, had a couple of drinks, had something to eat. Loads and loads of stories were told, of past games and everything else. It was good. It's brilliant. Really good experience. Right. I recommend everyone should try it at some stage. Yeah. Anyone who's played football, just find your local club. You can look it up on the web this year. Find your local club. Go along. Have a game. See if you like it or not. If you like it, carry on. If you don't, then you can step away from it again. It's no drama, but at least have the have the wherewithal about you to at least try it if you're still interested. At the end of the day, hopefully this will bring more and more people to the game. The more people to the game, the higher the standard will be. At the end of the day, this is international today, right? England versus the Republic of Ireland. We're looking forward to the Euros, and then next year the World Cup. There's a lot more foreign teams getting involved. At the end of the day, we've done, I'm not being funny, Terry Rice, who's brought it all together, works really hard. He's never off his phone. But there's all different countries. They're all coming together, all right, under the IWFF banner. Brilliant. More teams the better. At the end of the day, then you can do what you normally do with World Cups. You split them into groups. Top 2 qualify for each group. Then you can go to the finals with, say, 32 teams. Again, play a round robin, it's like 4 different leagues. And then the top 2 from each league go through to the next round. And that's when the knockouts start.
Oh, yeah.
The same format. There's no real reason that can't be achieved. So, at the end of the day, this game is going to grow. It's one of the fastest growing sports that's out there at the moment. And the competitiveness of all the teams is unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
It is absolutely brilliant. And that's what I want. That's what I signed up for. I signed up to be competitive again at the age of 58.
So I'd say, so you've been playing football since you were 20, so...
No, I played semi-pro football since I was 20. I actually started playing, I played for a side called Valence United in Dagenham. I was the age of 5. That's when I first joined a proper team. And then, so obviously on my journey this year, I played for the Combined Services because I was in the Royal Navy. I played for Portsmouth Command and my local HMS Dolphin side because I was on submarines, and it just grew from there. At the end of the day, love of the game. I think 2 days after I actually left the services, I signed for Leytonstone in Ilford. That was my first semi-pro club. And the manager came round because I was at home. I got home on the Monday. On the Tuesday afternoon, Tom Feary turned up at the door and signed me for Leytonstone and Ilford. And I was 20 years old then, and then I ended up luckily at Dagenham. I played for quite a lot of the teams. I've done the rounds. I earned my creds to turn around and say that yeah, he can play in goal. I did it the hard way. I travelled everywhere to get a game, and I absolutely love it. And the thing that you miss when you actually do give it up at a certain age, you miss the banter in the changing room. That's one thing that's like can never be replaced. And the other one, as everyone knows, is this, in winter, the smell of liniment. The smell of liniment in the dressing room is just one of those things you can never replace. Whoa. It's the stuff you put on your legs in the winter to keep them warm. Oh. But it has a certain smell. Nothing else in the world smells like it. It is just one of them things, that and the banter with your teammates, and obviously in the bar afterwards, the social side of it with the opposing team. Oh. And any arguments on the pitch are left on the pitch. That's it. Once you're in the bar, everyone gets together, you have a chat, you have a sing-song. If you're playing away from home, there's obviously stop and get fish and chips on the way home. There's a few beers on the coach till you get back to your home club. And then away you go again. It's like the next day, you start again. You've got training, you've got looking forward to the next match. So, to me, from the age of 5 playing football, been brilliant. I was very, very lucky. So my dad knew a lot of the West Ham players, and I grew up like one of my dad's best mates was Bobby Ferguson, the West Ham goalkeeper. Yeah. So,
well, quite a detailed backstory.
Yes, but as I say, I've been fortunate. My dad was a goalkeeper at semi-pro level when I was growing up. So obviously, my whole family basically are all football orientated. I've got a little girl of 16. She's football orientated, plays for the girls. The only one who's not interested in football, unfortunately, is my son. But all he likes to do is go swimming. And he's not interested in sport at all, which is hard for me to take. But at the end of the day, you've got to let him have his head and do what he wants. If you try and force someone to do something, they're going to rebel against you and they're not going to do anything you want.
How has the coronavirus pandemic impacted you on your life, and how does it feel to finally get back on the pitch again?
It's been great to get back on the pitch, but the COVID hasn't really affected me at all because I've had to work through it. Because I'm an electrician, obviously you get emergency calls. You're not a key worker, but at the end of the day, if someone has a problem with their fuse board, they've lost their lights, their central heating ain't working, which can be a plumber's job sometimes, but it's normally an electrical fault, you have to go out and you have to work to sort it out so you don't leave them high and dry. So I've actually worked right the way through the pandemic. But what I stated was that if I'm working in a certain room, no other trades can come in there. And if they do come in there, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pack all my tools away, put them on the van or put them in the car, and they'll charge them a day's money. Because I'm not having anyone in there that can put me at risk, or my mother at risk, because my mother's 78. So you have to take that responsibility and set those guidelines before you do anything.
So has your club started retraining, and if so, have they been coping with the return after lockdown?
Well, what they're doing is they're doing football drills. So they're not actually playing competitive matches at the moment. And this is the first competitive match I've had second that I've had for about 10 weeks, something like 10 weeks, 12 weeks. Obviously we came up a fortnight ago to play, I was playing for London Irish, and we played Birmingham Irish. That was the first competitive game for me since it started. And then obviously today, it's been a brilliant event, played in the right spirits. It's been absolutely marvellous day. As I said, we stayed last night. Everyone enjoyed themselves. We had a few beers, stories being told, this, that and the other. Brilliant. But that's the aspect of it. Although it's competitive, once the game's finished, everyone gets together and socialise. So obviously at a safe distance, but you can get together, you can have a beer, you can have a chat. The only bad thing about it is the drive home. As I've got a 4-hour drive in front of me after this. So I'm looking at getting home about 10:30, 11 o'clock tonight.
Yeah. So what do you like most about walking football? What's your favourite thing about it?
It's the camaraderie still.
Banter in changing rooms.
Banter in changing rooms. At the end, they banter in the bar afterwards. It is. At the end of the day, everybody's played at a senior level, really. There's very, very few novices that play walking football. You'll find that they're all played at a decent standard, and that's why all the teams have got very, very good cohesion as they're playing. They know what shape they want to play, they know what they're going to do when they've got the ball, and they know what they're going to do when they haven't got the ball at the end of the day. So everybody's drilled and they know what they're doing. So you get a good game. It's still a good game to play. And as I say, it is very competitive. So to me, that's brilliant. I've always been told, if you don't want to win, don't play. And also, if you're no good at a certain sport, don't do it. I don't play tennis, I don't play badminton. Good sports, but I was never any good at them. So why play? It's no good playing something that you're no good at. Play something that you are good at. And at the end of the day, it's like, you've got to remember, all these kiddies that are growing up and they're stuck indoors, this, the other, they want to get out, they want to get out. You can't have them sitting on their tablets at home, for hours and hours and hours. Get them out in the fresh air, let them do something. Sports is a great thing to do, unless you're not sports minded. But if you're not, take the dog for a walk. Get out, get some fresh air. My curfew when I was a kid was when the streetlights came on. There weren't no mobile phones, there weren't no gaming, there weren't no computers. At the end of the day, when you got home from school, did your homework, got your kit on, and go and play football on the local green. At the end of the day, you knew what time you had to be home because it goes dark. And that's it, you go home, have a shower, have a bath and what have you. And it weren't showers in days either, you had to have a bath, have your dinner, do your homework and go to bed. Do it all again the next morning.
And you said do your homework twice. Did you split it across when you were younger?
Sorry?
You said do your homework twice in that sort of daily routine.
Oh, sorry, no, I meant sometimes your parents, depending on what the homework is, they want you to do it first before you go out. Oh, yeah. Other things can be done afterwards. So at the end of the day, so there weren't none of this mollycoddling either. If you did something wrong in them days, you paid for it. They weren't going to let you get away with it, mate. All this no smacking law and this, that and the other. How are you going to teach your kids discipline? That's what half the battle is nowadays. None of these children that are growing up now in the computer age have been given any discipline by their parents. And what happens is they think they can't do any wrong. And that's where half the problems are. Get them into sports. That's what I'd recommend to every parent out there. Oh, yeah? Give them a chance to play a sport. Let them pick one that they like and then encourage them. You've got to encourage youngsters to do things. Or otherwise they get bored and they let it slide. And that's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. So that's my attitude to it anyway. People will say I'm wrong. Some people will say I'm right. Some people will be indifferent to it. I'll raise my kids the way I want. Every parent's choice.
Right. What do your friends and family think about you being selected to play for country? Like, what have they said about it? What do they think?
Obviously everyone's happy and proud. I did the England trials, but they picked all the boys from up north. I was very, very lucky that most of my family come from Cork originally. As I say, my surname's O'Leary. You can't really get more Irish than that. But a lot of my family still live around Cork City, and it's an honour, actually. As I said before, it's an honour to be at any age, especially at 58, to play for your country. That's amazing. It's been an amazing day, and it's like, yeah, I can actually say, it's like, I'm proud of myself. I'm here. I'm doing it. Age is the number. At the end of the day, we've had over 70s playing out there today, and it's still a good standard. We've got 2 over 60 teams playing out there, so like, for both teams. We've got 2 over 50 teams out there for both teams. The women's teams are coming through now, and there's talk of starting an over 40s team.
For the men?
For the men and the women.
I think there's already over 40s ladies.
Yeah, but that's what they're talking, they're expanding. At the end of the day, you weren't allowed to play veterans football till you're 35. Now we've got players out there that are between 35 and 40, and they say, well, why can't I play? So then they're looking into an over 40s league. So it's expanding all the time. And that's the only thing we want. We want the game to be a good game. We want the game to be competitive. We want to be able to go out and socialise with friends, socialise with other teams. I mean, one of my best pals in walking football plays in goal for Watford, Kevin Schmidt, and he also plays for the over 60s. He's 63, and he's playing today for the over 60s for England. It's different class. We know people that play for Southend at their ground, 72, still playing. And still playing to a high standard. This is what it's about.
Yeah, getting everyone together?
Getting everyone together, yeah. Afterwards, we sit in the bar, whatever happens. There's very, very seldomly any, how can I put it, any animosity between teams. Because it is competitive, but everyone knows it's competitive. And if there is a foul made, then they pick the fella up, so I'm really, really sorry, I shouldn't have done that. Very, very rare that there's any affray or anything in any of the football. Everything's played in a good spirit. And as I say, everyone wants to get in the bar afterwards and have a chat. Brilliant. What more do people want?
Brilliant. And so what do you like most about walking football, apart from the social and banter in the change rooms?
It's still the competitiveness of it. I mean, as I say, I play in goal. So at the end of the day, if I let a goal in, it really hurts. It hurts me, because then I feel I haven't done my job properly. But
one of those moments.
Yeah, it is. And at the end of the day, you get annoyed with yourself. You get annoyed with your teammates as well, because when they're not doing what you've asked them to do. But at the end of the day, the longer you play together, the more cohesion you have. And in that way, if something's going wrong, as the goalkeeper, you've got the knowledge to right it when you can speak to them. And then once you've done that, once a team plays together for a long time, everybody knows their job. Yeah. What they do when they've got the ball, what they've got to do when they haven't got the ball. And that is still the competitiveness of the game, even at our age. It's everybody that crosses that white line doesn't cross that white line to lose. They cross that white line because they want to win. If they don't win, they take it in good stead. They thank the other players afterwards, and then you get in the bar afterwards and you actually start taking the mickey out of everyone. It's great. It's great. I mean, I can't think of a better way of spending an evening. So after you played the game, than being with friends that some you know, you meet them at lots of competitions, some you don't know, but you get to know. And it's all because of the sport. Half these people you would never ever meet in your life if you didn't play the game. And that is the major thing, making friends from all around the country, and to be able to sit and say, yes, I am competitive still. That is, for me, the main thing. To still be competitive at my age. Still be able to do things. Not like when I was 18. I was obviously a lot more agile and stuff when I was 18. But I'm 58, I'm still doing it. That's it. I'm 58, I'm still doing it. That is the major thing. And I love it. Wouldn't change it for anything.
Really enjoying it.
Yeah. Always have, always will.
Yep. So, what's your favourite pastime besides, of course, the best sport in the world, walking football? Most inspirational, actually.
Mine was karate. Believe it or not.
Karate.
Yeah, I've been doing karate for 40 years.
Oh, yep. Yep. Who do you think is the best walking footballer that you know? That there is today?
That's a very, very difficult question because there are some very good ones out there. As far as goalkeepers are concerned, I think...
you?
No, I'm not that conceited. I'd say Kevin Schmidt, the England over 60s goalkeeper. He's 63, still plays for Watford. He was playing for England today, but he also got selected for the Republic of Ireland. But he has such a presence and such a physique for his age. And he's one of the only people I know to play half an hour's football. He'll drive 70 miles there, play the half hour of football and then drive 70 miles home. He's that committed to what he does. Loves to play. And he is probably the best goalkeeper I've seen on the walking football circuit. Absolutely different class. The Birmingham Irish goalkeeper, Damien, he's a big lad, very agile. Only met him a fortnight ago, but yeah, another very, very good goalkeeper. So I've been lucky really, so yeah, I've had a great time. I'm still enjoying it. I'll keep enjoying it for as long as I can.
And what's your favourite takeaway or restaurant meal? Like on a treat day.
I would say probably a lamb tikka balti with Bombay aloo and a plain naan bread.
Yeah. So what are your hopes, goals and dreams for playing walking football in the future?
It's the same as when I was 5 years old. I was always taught to try and achieve the highest level possible that you can play. But otherwise there's no point in playing. If you haven't got any dreams of playing at the highest level, then don't dream, don't play. First time I picked a ball up, I wanted to play like at the highest possible standard. And that's what I'm personally about.
Yeah.
If you can't play at a high standard, don't bother playing. Because you're wasting your time.
Really push yourself.
Yeah, you've got to be. You've got to be driven. You've got to have something in the back of your mind that says, that's not good enough. I've got to do better. And that's every time you train, every time you play. You can see the goal, you're annoyed with yourself. You're not annoyed with people around you. You automatically think, so as the ball goes back to the halfway line, you've already got in your mind what you should have done differently. And you try to put that into practice through the rest of the game. Everyone's the same.
So, finally, what advice would you give someone who wants to be standing or, well, sitting where you are representing their country in a game of walking football?
Don't dream, do it.
Don't dream, do.
Yeah. Don't dream. Don't dream about, I want to do this, I want to do that. Do something positive. Put yourself out there and work hard for what you want. It's achievable. It's always achievable. But you've got to have that mindset where this is what I want to do. This is where I want to be next year. This is where I want to be the year after. I'm already thinking about how I'm going to get involved in 2 years' time with the over 60s. I've got 2 years left at this over 50s. I turn 58 in September. I've got 2 more years at this level. Then I want to be looking to get in the island set up for the over 60s. The only thing you can do is look forward, never look back. What's happened before you can't change, but you can change what's in front of you.
Very true. So, thanks so much for taking the time to be interviewed.
It's been an absolute pleasure. As I say, I've enjoyed the whole day. Thank you for interviewing me. Thank you to everyone that's been involved in the day. There's a lot of work gone into it. And obviously, thank you to Jackie Charlton's family and everything for allowing us to do it. And I'm looking forward to meeting them. I don't know John, I don't know Jackie's wife, what have you. I met Bobby Charlton a couple of times. And obviously, as I say, it's like Jackie Charlton is a one of the true legends of the game. There's not many you can say that about. Obviously you've got Jeff Hurst, Martin Peters, Bobby Moore. I also include in that Hunter, because he was just a hard man on the pitch. Norman Hunter, hard man on the pitch. Jackie Charlton, hard man on the pitch. Off the pitch, absolute gentleman. Could think of nothing better to do than go fishing. Loved it. I can't stand fishing. I haven't got the patience for that. I want action to be there. Sitting there watching a float bob up and down isn't a bit of me. I want something that's action. It gets the blood pumping. When the blood's pumping, you can actually sort of feel yourself, the adrenaline within you, pushing you on. And that's an important feeling to have.
And on behalf of everyone involved at Walking Football Limited, I'd like to wish you a happy and healthy time playing walking football.
Thank you very, very much. It's been a pleasure.
Enjoy yourself.